that it's election season, right? Every year we go through this. Well, every 3 years we go through this with election season.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it, but we still want to get him pulled right in.
Right.
So,
we really don't want to talk about it. The reason why we don't want to talk about it is because the politics gets ugly.
everybody starts getting attacked. I mean, we've been getting attacked.
Right. Even this, this is our first time getting attacked this year, right? It's our first time getting attacked.
Well, I personally was at depot level when I disagreed. When I came out and said I disagreed with the contract. It was this one or the past one. I think it was the past one,
Yeah,
and I was pretty much like the past one. I was like blackballed. Like I wasn't getting work if I put in and stuff like that. Or
He was Italian.
yeah, I was not getting shit only because I went publicly and I said I didn't like that contract. So I was like, whatever. To me, it's like, so I have my regular work. You don't want to give me work. Whatever. Don't
And you know what's crazy though? This last contract we was pulling for it, but it was because we thought. Well, it was because we knew about the new edition of
the ABA.
the ABA. So we was happy that we got that through. That we didn't even realize that they were pulling the rug from under the retirees' feet. And
we thought it was good because we were on board with it too, because we were like, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
it's
we
a
was
good
looking
thing.
at all the other things that were connected to the contract.
What do you call it? The highlights they were
Right.
putting up.
But we didn't know. Not even the e-board knew about the medical issue that was going on.
Yeah, but some mentioned that Evangeline brought it up, and we were like, she don't know what she's talking about. You know, when she was saying, I think, the first one that was saying how that's not.
They didn't vote.
It's not what they're saying.
Right. Well, she was saying back then that they really didn't get a chance to look at the full contract.
Mm-hmm.
That they gave them like what do you call that?
A point.
Oh yeah.
What do you call it?
Point something. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
What is it?
PowerPoint.
A PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. So and they probably only gave them all the good
Highlights.
stuff too.
Yeah.
Right. So they never really got the full extent of a physical contract to read everything line by line. And lo and behold, the whole retiree thing. But now, why don't? Because people don't understand why we don't like to get involved in politics. What's your reason why?
My reason for not getting into politics because it causes too much conflict with people, co-workers and such. You know, when they see you out there and they want to hear your opinion on stuff. Mm-hmm. And I feel like sometimes you gotta bite your tongue because to put it into let me see, like with the whole Trump. You know, for the whole, how many families have been broken up? How many friendships have been broken up? How on Facebook people say, "Oh, if you like Trump, you could just unfriend me."
Right.
So that's one of the reasons why. Plus, I've always heard you don't talk about politics, you don't talk religion, and you don't talk about. There's another one. I can't think of it right now. Religion, politics,
And your wife.
What? Maybe family? Maybe.
I
No, actually, I was saying I don't lend my wife, I don't lend my money, and I don't lend my car. That's the thing. But because it'll cause that kind of friction amongst people, so that's why I like to stay away from it. Like even now, I'll go to my depot and someone, hey Pete, let me ask you something. I said like, how do you feel about so and I just flip it. I'm like, I don't know. How do you feel? I said, oh, okay, I hear you. I said, I can understand, but I don't want to give that answer that I feel because it's going to make people feel certain. Like, I don't care. If I tell you, if I ask you, how do you feel about Trump? And I don't like Trump. You'd be like, yo, Trump's the shit. Like, and like, okay, all right, cool. I'm still friends with you. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to say that you're racist or anything like that. It's like, you have a reason why you like that candidate. Okay. If you ask me, I'll be like, well, I like this candidate, and that's it. That's why I don't like talking about it. It just causes too much friction amongst friends and co-workers. So I like to stay away from it.
And it don't even matter that when we talk on a show to Transit Misfits, that we always try to stay as neutral as possible.
We try.
It doesn't matter though, because whatever we say, we have to understand, and people need to understand that we represent a brand now, and so whatever we say goes back to the brand. And if we say we like Trump, we lost half of our audience that don't like Trump. If we say we hate Trump, we lost half our audience that love Trump. So it's like we can't really say who we like and don't like. Personally, I say what I want, but when it comes to the brand or close to the brand, I keep my mouth shut. You know, but it's just something for them to understand. It's not easy especially when it comes down to politics. With politics, every time when it comes to the depots and the garages and the trains, transit politics almost mimics live. Not live. It almost mimics the country's politics. It's almost the same. Whatever's happening in our country's politics, and with the politicians and the distinction between them, it's like it happens the same.
I feel it's worse.
It's almost.
I feel it's worse because we're in it. Yeah, it's more personal because even though the president of the United States does affect us in some way, but regardless of who wins, whether it's Trump or Kamala, let's say whoever would have won, I still gotta get up at 4 a.m. to go to work. You know, but when this thing with our politics, I still gotta get up and get in the morning, but then I have to face these people that have a lot of questions and anger, and it's just too much bullshit.
And then some of them are above you, so they kind of control certain things of how your work day goes. So they might, mess your schedule up a little bit on purpose,
or have someone get on the bus to go check on you because now they didn't like something you said.
Keep sending the beaky on every 2 days.
See, you're lucky with that. You're pretty much retired. You don't got to worry about that shit. But I go in there, man, and the other day I go in and I'm walking out after I report it, and I'm walking out. I say, "Yo, Pete, come here a sec," and I'm like, I just froze. I froze because I was like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" And it was just talking to me some other shit about our deals or whatever. But I was like now I feel tense. The truth, I freaking feel tense now. Because now I'm driving even more school than before. Plus now we have Richie Davis, who's kind of against us,
And the crazy thing about Richie Davis is it's not like we call him on his name. He did to us, but
by the way, that we could probably file a thing for that because it's defaming. He allegedly called us clowns, right? Allegedly. We had a couple people that mentioned that he was at what was it, Depot? Tuskegee? Was it Tuskegee or was it Quill?
No, it was. I think it was it was Fresh Pond.
A Fresh Pond.
But
they heard him say that.
Yeah, it didn't affect you. It didn't affect me.
Well, because we're freaking men. We're not pussies gonna cry over the fact that we went with it. We came out and played videos of clowns. But if we took it serious, we could say, "Yo, that's the president of our union defaming my name, calling me clown because what? Because I have freedom of speech." Plus, we're gonna talk about that too on our show on Monday. Right. Oh, we haven't said that on Monday. We're gonna come in 6:30. Come in early.
6:30.
6:30.
Usual
6:30. Yeah, because we have some issues that came up and we have to address them. So you guys make sure you join us at 6:30 on Monday. And that's just because of the guests that we're going to have at 7 o'clock.
Right.
So
might as well. I mean,
one of them, you say that he really talk a lot. Has a lot to say. So.
I mean,
don't take it in the wrong way. Now I'm not saying it in the wrong way.
The two guests that we're going to have on, hopefully, guys, because things happen live.
Yeah.
So the two guests are Toussaint.
Former TW Local 100 president.
Toussaint's going to be on live with us. So get your questions ready. And Aaron, right?
Aaron.
So those two guests.
Former bus operator, former depot chairman. He retired.
So it's going to be a pretty interesting show.
Yeah. Now, I've heard from talks you've had with Toussaint that there's some things he kind of doesn't want to talk about.
Yeah, it's certain
because
things
it's so old.
and he keep like it's.
Not that
keeps
he's
having-
old, that the
no.
talk, the
He keeps
context.
having to defend the same thing over and over again. I don't blame him. Like he's been saying his things for thousands of times. Well, you and I both brought up a good point, which I did bring up to him, is that there's newer people in the depots now, and all they got is the crew of lawyers that they listen to, and all the what you call it, the rumors. So it'd be good for him to repeat it, at least with us.
Yeah, because a lot of people that are in now never heard of Tucson.
Never even heard of him.
And
which
to
is
be able to
crazy.
hear his point or some things
Right.
might make or break the way they feel about this election.
And even if, like, say they never heard anything and they see Tucson come on first from with us, and somebody comes after them and it says, "Yo, Tucson," they could be like, "No, that's not what he said. No, you full of shit. You got it." They could squash that in the bud. But I get where he's coming from, but I hope he understands that there's a lot of people that still don't know him or heard of anything of him, or they hear all the bad stuff, because there's still a lot of people that's in transit now that blame him for a lot of the stuff that's going on now.
Right here, because you just basically had a look at me. What basically? You had a.
Let's start with the-
I'll start with the basic. We're in a shot game. You interviewed him not too long ago,
Right.
and I listened to that interview. I watched the interview, and there's things that I've read from you, and it made me change the way that I was feeling towards Tucson of 2005, the 2005 strike.
Right.
And I know that a lot of other people
Feel the same.
feel the same, and I would want them to hear these things that I heard that changed my mind, and that's another reason I want him on the show, because we started talking and you brought up some points that he mentioned, and I was like, huh.
Well, I was the
I was
same
like,
way. A lot
oh,
of things I didn't.
I
think
didn't
said
know
to
that.
Tucson, every time I talk to him, I learn some things new. Always. So I don't mind talking to him.
Yeah,
It's a great conversation.
yeah. So we're basically going to talk about how the union has changed from 2005 to now. That's why we also have a retired dispatcher, depot chair, because he's been there. I don't remember how many years, but he put a lot of years too. And I want to hear his take on when he was back then, how things were, as well. And the reason we're coming out in the first half hour early, we could mention it now. Yeah, we're gonna have Lloyd.
Lloyd Archer, who's the president of the TW100R Incorporated. And again, if you don't know the story, you can go to their website, tw100r.org. Look them up. You can go to their YouTube page, TW100R. You can go to their Facebook page, TW100R. And I encourage everybody who's either retired or active to bring people in to go to those channels, their Facebook page, and just listen to the testimony. Because
And watch the videos.
watch
Watch those videos.
Yeah.
And we're having him on because we want him to talk about
There's a
specific
situation that happened between him and Richie that we want to hear from the horse's mouth. Of course, we invite Richie Davis to the show, but he's not going to come.
No, he's not.
The invitation.
It's a clown
is there.
show. It's a clown.
Yeah.
You're not coming to the clown
The
show.
invitation is there, so
And we're not planning on attacking him either. We just want to talk to him the same way we would sit down and talk to anybody who's been our guest. But I'm sure since he feels a certain way about us, what are we gonna do?
exactly.
But I'm also gonna have a special shout out for somebody out there too.
You got to write it down so you don't forget.
Oh, I already have it in my book. It's already. I forgot about it the last time, but yeah, we're gonna have a special shout out for somebody also in the union. Well, you guys got to tune
It's
into
gonna
that.
be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's gonna Monday, 6:30.